How's it going, people? Jeff here from Ecom Geeks. Today we are going to be talking about product pages that convert. So we're going to be going into all the details of things that you can do to improve your product pages so that you can actually get sales and get conversions from your store. So before we get started, there's one thing that I'd like to talk to you about, and it's what I refer to as SET: simplicity, engagement, and trust. These are the three most important things you could have for your website and for your product page as well. So simplicity, you want something that is consistent, easy to understand, has a good balance of text, images, and other. It just is very simple to understand. It needs to be straightforward and straight to the point. Ease for engagement. Engagement, you want to pull people in. That can be with bold statements. That could be, using a GIF to show off the product so they understand it. That could be just, making sure that you have a good image that kind of intrigues them. It's important to keep people engaged in your product because the longer they're engaged in your product, the more likely they are to actually purchase it. The last thing is trust. Trust is hugely important, especially because you are not a big brand. You are not trusted. You're not trusted like Walmart or Target or Amazon or anything like that. People have never heard of you or seen of you before. So you have to make sure that you are ensuring their trust. You have to make sure that everything has a professional design, a correct product description, trust badges. This can include social proof. You have to build up a rapport with them in a very short period of time. So that is important. So let's use those three concepts to try and build a product page that actually converts. So what I've done is I've taken our dummy store, I've uploaded a blank copy of Debut from the Shopify store, and so we've got nothing here, just so that we can take a look and see what we've got. I used Overload and grabbed this product here off of AliExpress. It's kind of interesting actually. It's like a gimbaled selfie stick. The video does a pretty decent job of kind of showing it off. Basically, you can like move it around. You can use the controls to like rotate it for you. Like it's got like a little like thumb pad thing. So it's pretty cool. So here we have our example product. Now let's go from there and see if we can make a product page that converts. So just using a simple import with Overload, this is what we're given. It's not great at all, but it's something to start out with, and it starts to point out what the big important parts are when it comes to product pages. So first off, it seems crazy, but we're actually going to start with our company logo. It seems like we're going backwards in time, but this is important, and you'll soon understand why. So here I've gone into customizing our theme, and I'm just going to go into the header, and I'm going to select an image here. Now, we've already had our Ecom Geeks logo, so I'm going to select that as our logo because that's what I want. So now I have a logo. So why does this matter? Because everything in your entire store needs to revolve around your logo. If your store doesn't revolve around your logo, either make a new logo or adjust your store, because you need consistency throughout the entire thing. If we scroll down on the left side here and go to theme settings, this allows us access to things like colors and typography, and this is incredibly important. Because we now have this, we've got, the little guy who's blue. If I inspect this here, I can probably grab the color here. Let's see if we can grab that and do the color picker. And if I grab that blue there, so I can grab that blue color that I just sampled. And then what I can do is, I can make that, perhaps I want to make that the sale price. So I can do that there, and then we got the sale price going on there. In terms of the body text, I mean, this is not bad. I think in terms of my headings, I want something a little bit darker because I want them to stand out a little bit more. In terms of our other colors, we mainly have black and white, so I'm going to leave most of this like is for now. I might go in and change some of that later on. Let's just see what our product description looks like now. So we've got that. In terms of, I've got the sale price there, so I'll add that in. In terms of our buttons, I want to change that up so that it's the same color there. So, that starts to match up with that there. And then, you got primary labels, like currently it's white, which, I think I might leave that for now. But it just is important to make sure that all of these are the correct things. Now that we've done colors, we can actually go into typography. And I might want to take a look at this. And I mean, like, obviously, there's a lot of things I need to do with this product first. But in terms of header and body and whatnot, I might want to change this to something that's a little bit more unique. So maybe I want to stay with something that's simplistic but stands out a little bit more. So I could do something like this. It's a little bit thinner. I might want to make this, the bold version. Let's see how that looks. Okay, yeah, that looks like it's making a bit more of a statement. So sure, let's just select that. I can always change, the size of the header. I think it's good enough as is. And then in terms of the body text, the body text is actually a little bit small. I could bring that up a little bit so that people can see things more easily. And maybe I want to change this other font as well. Let's just use this guy for now. So now that we've completed the colors and the fonts, we actually need to get into the product page, and believe me, there is a lot here to improve upon. So this is just purely imported from AliExpress using Oberlo, and of course the title and everything else is going to be pretty awful. So let's get started here. The first thing that I'm going to deal with is this title here, because the product title should not be that long. Instead I'm going to go with the Selfie Gimbal Pro. Something to that effect. I want it to be an actual product name as opposed to a product description. Next we have the product description from AliExpress, and it's really lacking. I was able to find a product description that I got here, and so I'm going to use that just so that I actually have, product description to go with. We're still going to go through and improve these different things here. I highly recommend, you go through and make sure that there's no spelling or grammar mistakes, because that can really turn people off. So let's get started at making this a little bit more appealing. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of these images, and I'm going to use proper images, because I don't need this, with package, without package. It's just not necessary. So I'm actually going to go to Alibaba, and the actual manufacturer has some professional quality images. So what I'm going to do, if you want to get really nice quality images, you're going to go in here, you're going to go right click, you're going to go inspect. This is all through Chrome, by the way. And then what you're going to find is a link here. So you're going to double click that, copy it, open a new tab, paste the URL in there, press enter. And then what we can do is we can now right click and click on save image. So I've gone ahead and I've downloaded some of the product images here from Alibaba, because I think they look much better than the AliExpress ones. Obviously, you should contact your manufacturer before using the product images, just to make sure that's okay with them. In this case, is just an example. So I've chosen this as the main product image, and then I'm going to add some of the other images that I downloaded, just to make sure that we can give our audience a little bit more information about the product. So now that I've added a whole bunch of product images here, let's see what this looks like on the front end. So you can see here that this is the main product image here, and then there's some more information about, what it can do. Anti-shake, stabilizing, this is the different information about it, et cetera, et cetera. It gives the person a little bit more information about the product without it being overwhelming or messing with our color scheme or whatnot. Now, I don't know if this is going to translate well to YouTube, but some of these images are pixelated, and it's obvious that they are. If this was going to be for real, I would definitely make sure to get, the highest quality photos, because pixelated images look very unprofessional and they will drive customers away. You can see that I've also put this product on sale, so I'm going to be selling it for $50 and say that it was for $80. Also going down here, the cost per item, if I'm using Alibaba, it's going to be $11.50, so I'll put that in my back end so I know I've got a good profit margin. For those that don't know, the 3 times rule in terms of multiplying your base cost by 3 is something to follow. I'm going to charge a little bit more just to get a little bit more profit margin out of that. So now that we've got most of our visual things down, I need to go into this product description and make it much more readable, much shorter and concise. So let's go through, and the first thing I want to do is I want to put something that's going to intrigue my audience to continue to keep reading and stay engaged with this product. In the product description, I'm going to put a space here, and I'm going to add this in Hollywood quality shots in the palm of your hand. So this could be anything that engages your customers. So I'm going to actually put that in the center. I've already made that a header. I'm going to click save on that. And then you can start to see that our product description starts to look a little bit more engaging. Oh, okay, so this does, Hollywood level shots in the palm of my hand. Okay, that's kind of interesting. The next thing I want to do is I want to continue to engage my audience, and the one thing that can really pull people in is either a GIF or a video of what the product is and how it's used. Going back to Alibaba here, they actually have a pretty decent video. So I did a similar thing before in terms of inspecting it, grabbing the URL, and then saving that, and then putting on my product page. Like I said again, you have to contact your manufacturer to make sure this is okay to do, but it can be very useful. Here we have the video link. I'm simply going to right click and choose Save Video As and save it in the same folder that we've been doing everything else. So when you have a video or a GIF file or something like that, the easiest way or the most effective way of ensuring they stay in your store and continue to play is to add them directly to your store. So right now I've gone into settings, I've gone to files here, and I have the video already uploaded here. But what I'm going to do is then go to the link here. I'm going to copy a link, and then I go to a new tab, similar sort of thing in terms of the video being here, except that this is now on my store. So this is stored within my own store. It's not stored on Alibaba. So if that person from Alibaba, the manufacturer, decides to take down this video, it doesn't matter because it is now saved on my store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that copied link, and I'm going to actually insert it into my product description. So there's a couple things you need to know when inserting your video. There's going to be some coding stuff, and I'll actually include this in the description here. So here is the code that I'm using, and basically what it is you've got the top part there that says, okay, I want to insert a video, and there's a couple different options there that I will show in a second. The second section here is the source. So it's a MP4, so all I needed to do is copy and paste the URL for the video that we uploaded there, and then just okay, that's the end of the video /video. So that's what it is. You can copy, this part directly and then just insert whatever, your link is there. And then the top part here. So there's a couple things that are super important. First off, you've got the height as auto and width as 100%. This is something I added in. If you do not do this, then your video is going to take up a lot more of the screen and it's not going to properly fit your product page. So if I go to my product page, go back to showing it in HTML. So this is my guy here, right there. I'm just going to separate it out just so it's easier to actually see. And so you have different options here. So this guy, like I said, that's making sure it fits properly. I want to turn autoplay on. I want to make sure that by default it's muted, and I want it to loop continuously until somebody pushes pause. So let's see what that looks like on the front end. And now we can see that our video actually fits in there. And this will translate well across from on your own computer versus on your phone. It will automatically fit in there. So now that I've got an engaging title as well as a video, I need to start cleaning up the rest of this because it's way too long and way too intricate, and it needs to be much more simple to understand to the common user. An app I commonly suggest in order to tighten up your product pages is Tabs by Station. This app is completely free and it's great. Basically what it does is it can split your product description into multiple tabs. All you need to do in order to make a new tab is to highlight one of your titles and simply go and make it a heading 4. By default, you could change this up if you want, but honestly, I think it's a really simple way to do it. So, I've said this is heading 4, and then I'm actually going to go and make specifications 1 as well, but I'm just going to lower the case there just so that it actually makes sense with the rest of the tabs there. So go there and click on heading 4. If we click, give that a quick save there, and then click on preview, we can see that we have it broken up into description, features, and specifications. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit, but you can start to see that things are coming together. We've got simplicity going on there now. So here we go. I've tightened things up in the product description here. One thing that you can add in here would be, a bullet point list of maybe the top three features that it has. I was going to initially add in, full 360-degree rotation, versatile 3-in-1, but I found that the product description spoke for itself in this particular case. So I just separated those out into the different things and made sure that they were obvious using our color scheme. We also have the different tabs here where I've made sure that we're actually following our color scheme as well. And then lastly, we've got our specifications where I tightened up and I removed some information that was superfluous. So let's take a look at what we've done so far. Here are the three versions of our product here. So the first one is the one from Oberlo, just the direct import. You've got, these guys here, short description. It's not very great. I mean, why would you need to select it from China if it's the only one there? And, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, there's our first. This is when we've added a product description from Alibaba. So, it's a little bit longer. The images here are still awful and whatnot. And then this here is our final version. So we have our full color scheme set up. We have a really nice image here as opposed to the other ones where, like this is very shocking and it's not all that good in terms of conversions. So we've got a nice professional photo there as well as a couple others that explain some of the other features of it. We have our video which automatically does start. I paused it there, but it automatically starts when somebody goes to the page and it's muted and will loop itself. And then we've got everything laid out. It really comes together and it really looks nice. The one other thing that you might want to do is you could add what are called trust badges underneath the buy it now. So like a 100% money back guarantee and something like SSL checkout, secure checkout, or something to that regard. It could be the little cherry on top, but overall you can see that there is a huge change in terms of how it looks and how appealing it is to the eye. So there you go. That's how to create product pages that convert. I hope that helps, and I'll catch you next time. Looking to improve your store? Hire a geek. We offer individual store optimizations, one-on-one training, as well as workshops. Check out the description below for more information.